They don't know the difference. I had an argument with a 30-some-odd-year-old woman the other day. I say the other day. It was a few months ago. She thought chocolate milk came from a brown cow.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean...
I'm Sterling. I'm Harrison. And this is Hard on the Paint by Big Country Equipment.
You know, I guess I thought about this just now. The lab-grown meat, right? I want to hear your take. I want to hear your take on lab-grown meat. But before, you know, from a entrepreneurial standpoint, right? If a business is facing all these problems we just talked about, they're facing labor shortages. They're facing, you know, high input costs, and you're a restaurant who goes, you know, our customers don't want GMO beef, and they don't want, you know, all this. In my mind, as a consumer, I think lab-grown meat is like just visualizing it just sounds worse than.
I feel like it's a slap in God's face, but yeah, keep going.
I would agree with that. But
it's like a more biblical stance on that.
But from a business standpoint, they're lowering a lot of their input costs. And they're not relying on a traditional market to provide a product. And it's completely new. So I think, was it Switzerland or Norway? It's Norway. Norway's already into it. And they're saying, like, I saw a deal. I don't know if it's true or not. But it was on Facebook. And it was a company that was saying that we're going to see a 25% decline in beef prices because of lab-grown meat. That's what it said.
There's no way, because your input costs for your regular beef prices, I mean, if you're going to go buy it.
But, I mean, what is lab-grown beef, Harrison? I mean, what is he? But it's not actual beef. They're selling it as beef.
It's chemicals.
So when you're looking
fermented chemicals, so it goes into a fermentation chamber and has to sit there for like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that. And
that just makes my gut.
No, but what they're saying, they're saying that because they're going to say, okay, well, if we have 100% of the market, that's real beef,
right?
And then, you know, if this company just takes 25% of that 100% market, then that's what they're getting at. Yeah. Is they think there's actually 25% people. I mean, and I could be wrong. It's not, because you got like your soybean stuff that's in like your fake hamburgers already, the Impossible burgers. So you have that, but they're not selling that in steak, you know? So I don't, and nothing for me. I mean, I probably eat beef almost every day in some standpoint. And I love my steak. So there's no way in hell that I'm going to eat lab-grown beef. But what they're saying is it's going to take, and I could see it. There's enough crazies out there that I don't want to hurt animals. I'm going to take the lab-grown stuff.
Well, I don't know if it's just the crazies, but it might just be the guys that are living on a paycheck-to-paycheck budget where they simply are trying to feed their family. That if it's 25% less, that's all.
And that's where it's going to go. It's probably going to go to fast food companies and things like that.
It's actually just as expensive, if not more expensive, for the fake substance that they are labeling meat.
Right now
it is. But you know that Beyond Meats, their stock market price is second lowest of all time. Like their shareholder prices, it's second.
That's the Impossible Burger people?
It's an Impossible Burger.
We need a Jamie on this podcast, Harrison. I need a guy I can be like, can you Google that? Yeah. You got a YouTube video for what we just said?
Yeah. So
Jamie, if you hear this, we're hiring.
Yeah. So the thing about beef supply is right now. Well, first of all, our herd numbers is the lowest we've seen on the cow-calf side in the last decade. And that decline of beef production is the lowest or the most drastic that we've seen since 1979. So you look at all that and you think, oh, well, there's that window of opportunity for these chemically made substances to come into the market, categorizing themselves as meat. I think that's also a labeling thing that this government needs to address. But
false marketing is a big issue.
It's the labeling. Well, it's like almond milk, oat milk. It's not It's not milk, so therefore it needs to not be labeled as such.
Is it water?
It is. It's literally water, and then they
Flavored water.
it's flavored water.
With chemicals in it.
Yeah.
So I was reading this deal on almond water the other day that has, or almond milk.
No nipple on them.
That's right. That's right.
But, I mean,
But people, the problem is that this generation or the last few generations in the urban areas are so disassociated with agriculture. They don't know the difference. I had an argument with a 30-some-odd-year-old woman the other day. I say the other day. It was a few months ago. She thought chocolate milk came from a brown cow.
no, I mean, when I was in that Texas 4-H
Livestock Ambassador program, yeah.
When one of the things we had to do,
With Noel and Ryan at Kroger?
No,
people?
that was the year after.
Okay, that was me. That was my generation.
Yeah, that was the year after me. We had to do like Houston Livestock Show, San Antonio Livestock Show. He had to put up a booth. I said, ask me questions about agriculture, right? And one, I've got that question, does brown, does chocolate milk come from brown cows? And you're just like, but go back into your public school education, and there is not a lot of agriculture being taught.
No, we're
Not
being
zero.
failed.
It's not it's
and
not a requirement. And I feel like it should be.
And
But then
even-
again, you
even
got
in-
some kindergartners out there that have litter boxes in the
And I give
corner
a lot
of
of
the freaking
props.
room.
I give a lot of props to the ag ed teachers that are out
Yes,
there.
like the FFA
They
and
do
whatnot,
they
yeah.
do a lot. But
they can only do so
they
much.
can only do so much, and it's
There's so
it's
much liability.
so sad. It's sad to see this deterioration of knowledge.